guys, and welcome everyone to another Dream Team stream. I hope you are all good. I'm seeing a few of you in the chat, and I hope that you're having a good week and a good lead up to Halloween. A bit that later on with the FPL Wildcats. But for now, we're just going to quickly go over the Dream Team from last game week before we get Glen in. So yeah, unfortunately, we didn't do particularly great. I absolutely loved the look of this team last week as an out there punt, as a weekly wildcard, as a bit of a shout for a 1 week wonder. Unfortunately, we didn't even get one player correct, not even one player. So I'm pretty sure Graham will be in the chat, and he'll be with me on the disappointment on that one, because you know, I think we looked a bit out there, and we looked quite good, I think, considering, you know, it's very rare that we get, you know, a good chance to be, you know, out there and random with some of these picks. So it was like really nice to just be completely out there, and everyone was on the same page. So a bit of a shame, really. It just 29 points. Not that the points really matter in this particular Dream Team stream, but yeah, 29 points, not good. We didn't have one player. I think Chilwell was probably the only one. We had Chilwell and Foden that returned, and Kane, but other than that, we had nobody, I don't think, that made the Kings of the Game Week. Chilwell didn't even manage to make it, his counterparts did. So we had Schmeichel in goal with 10 points, Zuma with 9 points, Kosh with 8 points, James with 8, Zaha with 13, Ward-Prowse with 11, Sonny with 11, Riedewald with 9, Murphy with 9, Bamford with 17, the Bamford bus is rolling again, toot toot, and Ings with 10. So yeah, very mixed bag. It was very out there again. I think we were right to, you know, take a bit of a punt on some of these players. But unfortunately, we just couldn't really get there, could we? We couldn't really find any of them for the Dream Team. So I'm just going to say a quick hello to the peeps in the chat. We have Focus, hi Focus, Mig Tavis is in, Simon's in, FPL Alex, welcome, Kev, welcome Kev, how you doing? Nuclear's in, so all the regulars are in. I'm loving it. Thanks guys for joining. So on that note, I think what we'll do is we will get Glen in, and we'll get choosing our Dream Team stream team for game week 7 and see what we can come up with. So just give me a second, I will get Glen in. I'll go to the break and I'll be right back. So hi Glen, welcome to the stream. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. I've just done a little piece with you for your own channel, haven't I? Everything Arsenal. So that'll be out. When will that be out?
Maybe in like 2 hours, like just before the Arsenal game tonight.
Okay, cool, brilliant. Just before the Wildcats, you know, so you can watch that and then watch the Wildcats.
Yeah. Everything is planned out perfectly.
It has.
Yeah.
Yes, you can hear me chatting some more of my views there. But for now, we'll just take a look at the Dream Team. Before we get into that, while we look at who we've got there for this coming game week, how have you been getting on, Glen? How did you get on in game week 6?
So for the first 5 game weeks, the first 6 game weeks, sorry, I'd say I've had 3 good game weeks and 3 average game weeks. So for last week, in goal, recently I had McCarthy, a clean sheet. I was happy with that. I also had Ayling. Ayling actually brought him in the previous week. I think it was against Wolves, but they considered it like 80th minute. So I was happy with that clean sheet too. Against Villa, I didn't actually expect a clean sheet. I had Lewis and Target at the back too, but didn't really provide anything. But Lewis came in as an automatic sub. Reguilon didn't play. So in midfield, I had Zaha. I was really, really happy to have Zaha. 2 straight weeks, 2 straight decent returns. Salah captain from peer pressure, no return. Son, of course, I'm happy to own him, of course. Grealish again, disappointment. Trossard, disappointment against West Brom. Kane up front, assist. I think I'll take that. It's never easy away to Burnley. And Calvert-Lewin against Southampton, I expected something like a goal, but quite frustrating. My bench, though, I had Justin on the bench. Who knew Leicester would keep a clean sheet against Arsenal? I also had Wilson on the bench. Who knew he was going to get an assist? And Murphy, of all people, was going to take a free kick. I saw that guy was part of the dream or the Kings of the Week last week, and I was like, there's no way Focus and Neem would have actually picked Murphy to be in the stream. So that was quite obvious. And then Reguilon being benched, so that was it. 53 points. I think I'll take that.
Yeah.
Above average.
Yeah, it's not bad. Anything above average at the moment seems to be good, doesn't it, really? So
yeah, true.
You can't complain with that at all.
Yeah.
So I know you watch the stream and you're regularly in the chat and things. So I hear you've been spitting us some vibes that you're going to be getting 5 right this week.
That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
That's what you're going for. So do you want to give me your choice, your first choice? Because every week here, just for the people watching, we allow the guests to choose one player for definite. I choose a player for definite, and then everyone gets to kind of pitch in on the rest of the players. So who are you going for, buddy? Who is your main pick this week?
There's a week I saw Focus actually went for Bale. I'm very tempted for Bale, but I'm not quite sure there's going to start. So my choice for this week, I'm actually going to go for Mitrovic against West Brom at home. Yeah. I know he has not really returned what you expected him to return, and the team has been poor. But this week I'm expecting him to do something, so I'm going to go for Mitrovic against West Brom.
Brilliant. And so who do you want to take out for Mitrovic? We have Brewster, we have Aguero, and we have Kane.
Obviously, Aguero won't play, so I think that will save us some cash, so take out Aguero.
Brilliant. Okie dokie, no worries. That sounds good. I can't believe he's broken again.
Not that Brewster is a good option himself, so he's also going to find a way to get out of the team, but Aguero first.
Cool. Right. I'm just going to pop on down here to the fixtures, refresh my memory of who I want to choose. Yeah, we got some good fixtures this week, don't we? I've been kind of bigging this guy up a little bit this week, and I think that I mentioned him in your video too. So for that reason, I'm gonna take Bale out and I'm gonna put Sterling in.
I think he's actually going to do well. I can't not agree with that one.
So he's going to be my pick this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to go... We made a start here. We're doing quite well. Going to go over to the chat now, and we need a goalkeeper for the week, chat. So who are we saying on goalkeepers? So, Glenn, yourself, if you could choose any goalkeeper this week, who would you go for? Bit of a tough one, I think, this week. Yeah,
this days I never really see any penalty saves. I never see any clean sheets. It's always very rare these days. So I'm really tempted. It's really a tough one. Leicester Leeds, I'm expecting a bunch of goals, so nothing there. I don't know why, but I'm still going to go with probably the Fulham goalkeeper. The Fulham goalkeeper or the Leeds goalkeeper. I like the young goalkeeper from Leeds. So his name always disappears from my head. Or I stick with McCarthy, the same goalkeeper I've had since Gameweek 1. So I think my option will be McCarthy. Let's go for McCarthy again.
So you got McCarthy. We've got a Mendy in the chat. We've got Rio Patricio. We've got 3 Mendys in the chat and an Edison. So it's looking like Mendy is going to win it for the goalkeepers.
Yeah, I can see 3 people have said Mendy. But I think I have a feeling Burnley will score. Chelsea's defense is now that. And I don't feel like Burnley will take that many shots for those save points. Yeah. So I think it's okay if you go for Mendy too.
Yeah.
That's the only game that probably a clean sheet can come from.
Okay, cool. Let's get him. Oh, why have I gone to Burnley? Mendy! Sorry, I tend to just burst into song when I can't find players, so
No problem.
it's all good. Right, okay, moving forward to our defenders. So, party people in the chat tonight, are we keeping Konza 4.6? So, what are we thinking about Aston Villa's chances this week up against
Southampton.
Oh God, I couldn't find them then. I was a bit like, who are they up against?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do we think? Ings, Che, do we think he can do it? Do we think he can get a clean sheet? What do we think, chat? Konza, yes or no? We got a hell no from Nuclear already. He's well over that. What are you thinking, Glenn? Aston Villa.
Yeah, I think they'll concede at least 2 goals. I think they'll concede unless he gets an attacking return. As I've said again, the defenders these days not really impressive. Actually, if I was tempted to go for a defender, I'd go for Wolves or maybe Chelsea again. So Aston Villa, not really.
So we have Chilwell and we have Kilman already. Who else are we thinking is a bit of a punt there? If we take Konza out, do we feel like going, another 4.6 in that spot? I think we have to get rid of Aston Villa this week. I do agree with that. So I think Konza's gone. Just not sure who we should replace him with. So what is the chat thinking in terms of defenders? Who do we think we could go for this week?
I can see a Cancelo there.
Yeah.
Probably they could keep a clean sheet maybe against Sheffield.
Yeah, Cancelo could be good. We could do that. That would be good. I think he's been a bit of a shout for focus this week, so that'd be a bit of a shout. I like that. I like that.
I can see Kev Mark saying PVA. And who actually picked Van Arnold? Because it was so interesting seeing him on the bench again last week.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it was just a general kind of chat group think with PVA last week. But yeah. I don't know what's going to happen there, because seeing him on the bench was a bit of a shock, because everyone was like, oh, he's back now, and we were just like, well, that's Mitchell, he's gone, he's not going to make it now. But actually that hasn't been the case, so I'm not really sure. Maybe Mick can give us a bit of a kind of lowdown on what the situation might be there going forward with PVA. So are we keeping PVA? I know Kev's kind of put a shout out for him. Do we keep him this week?
I can see Nuclear saying bring up the fixtures again so that they can check on it. But PVA for me, go out.
Cool. So Palace have Wolves this week, so I don't see them keeping a clean sheet. And with him being a bit kind of iffy on whether he starts or not, I do think it could be worth us getting rid of PVA this week. Lamperty has trolled me. I see a lot of people saying Lamperty in the chat, but man, he has trolled me, and I am not keen to keep him in my team. So, I'm not sure we should be getting him into Dream Team. However, Walker Peters, on the other hand, since I sold him, has been an absolute god. So, should we be considering him?
I'd actually consider maybe another Southampton defender. I can see Max saying Vestergaard. Also him, I can really fancy him, but really go for 2 Southampton defenders? I don't think so. I'm trying to go for 5, guys. No joking around with Vestergaard. So probably safest pick, I'd replace PV and go for a City defender somewhere.
Well, we've got Cancelo. So we've got him in. So who are you thinking? If you're going for 5, who do you want for Van Arnold? Gotta be brutal.
Is Cancelo an obvious pick for City?
Yeah, I think he's played the last couple, has he not? Let's have a little look. Yeah, he's played 90 of the last 2, got a clean sheet in one of those against Arsenal, and then got an assist against West Ham. So, yeah, he's probably pretty nailed.
I'd actually prefer Diaz. I feel like he's also going to get an attacking return somewhere.
Ooh. I mean, we could go both if you fancy being that batshizzel about it, I don't mind.
No, I'll pick one defender from each team. So I'd go for Ruben Diaz.
Okay, so We're going for Diaz. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So Van Arnold is out. Mazuaku is a shout in the chat. What do we think on Mazuaku for Van Arnold's play? Glenn, what do you think?
So West Ham are playing which team?
They are playing Liverpool.
Oh, probably not. Probably not. Probably not.
And like initially we're like, oh yes, Masuaku, Liverpool. Oh no, not Masuaku. No. We run away
Salah,
from that one.
Against Salah, in fact, if anything is going to pick up a yellow card or a red card, so and I'm not having in my team. Definitely not. I don't know. Wolves, I also feel like, I know you've said Wolves are not going to keep a clean sheet, but Everton, Newcastle, I can see both teams scoring there. Fulham, maybe. I don't know what the chat thinks about Fulham's left back, Joe Bryan.
That could be a good one.
I don't feel like West Brom are that much of a threat attacking wise.
No. So chat, we would like yes, no on Bryan, please, as a possible option. They are up against West Brom, and he could be an option as a defender. So what do we think? Let's have a yes, no in the chat, please. If it's a no, let's have some alternatives, please. So get going on that one. Would you stick with Chilwell, Glenn, while people in the chat are telling us whether they're good with Bryan or not?
Yes.
Sticking with Chilwell for Chelsea, or is there another Chelsea? Zuma, maybe you're considering?
I'll definitely stick with Chilwell. I feel like he has an attacking return in him, and Burnley probably will score one or none, so I can see a clean sheet there. So probably I'll stick with Chilwell. This is one guy I've always wanted in my team, but I've never really gotten any space for him. So yeah. I can clearly see people have said no, hell no for Joe Bryan.
Okay, so that's not happening. But they haven't given us any alternatives there, have they? They're just spitting no's and they're not giving us alternatives. We need us some alternatives, people. Okay, cool. What about Kilman, Glenn? Is there, you wanted Wolves. Is he cover enough for you, or would you like somebody different there, do you think?
Is a good option, but how much is he? 4 point. He's okay, but I usually prefer attacking defenders. So if I was to go for Wolves, probably Saiz or Semedo, but Saiz, we've seen him getting subbed the other day. Might not even play this game. He might start on the bench. So
do not say that. I have him in my team.
I was really frustrated when you subbed off and each one of you got that 6 points. I was so frustrated.
Surely it's just a rest. He'll be absolutely fine. Come on now.
Semedo maybe, but if you're trying to keep it long cash in the defense, Kilman is a good option. I don't mind those Chilwell and Kilman options.
Okay, cool. What about a Liverpool defender this week?
Liverpool, Fabinho out, Van Dijk out, Alisson 70%. I don't think so. I feel like they're going to concede again, maybe even 2 goals.
I wonder, after Trent getting that assist last night, whether we might see a bit of a Trent comeback this week. That's my kind of thought, with a free kick whip or something like that. I'm just thinking, I don't know. I feel like Trent could be quite good this week.
Attacking wise, but not for clean sheets.
Oh, no, not for clean sheets. But I mean, as long as he makes the dream team, it doesn't matter how he does it, for sure. As long as he does it, it's all good. Yeah. So, it could.
Robo, maybe. Clean sheet assist potential.
Who's that, sorry?
Robertson.
Robertson. Yeah, he's in my team. I quite like Robertson. We've got a couple of shouts in the chat. Apparently Nico Williams at 4 million as a Liverpool defender. That's the kind of craziness I love in this one. So that could be worth a shout, because he's the centre back. Yeah. So I'm assuming people think he might get some game time. What do you think on that one?
I mean, I saw Redevald last week in the Kings of the Week. I saw Murphy was like, this could be anyone. You can literally put anyone and anyone could be there. So you cannot like doubt that pick. But if you're to go for Liverpool defender, I think I'll agree with you, Alexander-Arnold.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's get Trent in then. And then I think maybe we should just choose somebody really quite cheap where Van Arnott is, because obviously Trent is going to cost us a fair bit of cash.
Yeah, I can see Saleh Ahmed saying Matty Cash of Aston Villa, but is he worth the punt? Is Cash worth the cash? I don't think so. I don't really think so. Aston Villa, yeah, so with Southampton, probably you can see a 0-0 or even a 3-3. Anything can happen in that game. I can also see him saying target of Villa. I have target in my team, and I was really disappointed having him in my team instead of who was it that I had on the bench? Justin. So I don't know. 1 point return last time out. Anything can happen, but no. We have one more spot.
We have 4.8. I quite like the Williams shout though, because it'd be cheap, won't he? So we could just have him on the bench. We don't have to play him.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have Williams.
Cool. Right.
I always confuse them, Nico and Reese.
Yeah.
The two Williams.
Yeah, two different Williams. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to midfield. Trossard. Who did Brighton have? He was a disappointment, wasn't he, against
Very much, yeah.
against West Brom there. So
yeah.
Now we've got to decide Brighton Spurs. Don't know. I mean, my initial reaction is no. So
yeah.
Who do we swap him for if we're going to sell him this week? That is the question. Because, you know... Go on, buddy.
I feel like the Leeds game against Leicester, I feel like the City game against Sheffield is going to have a lot of attacking returns. So Trossard is a disappointment. I brought him in ahead of the Crystal Palace game. Didn't do anything. West Brom at home didn't do anything. And he's always getting subbed off. That's always my worry. You can get subbed off at halftime, the 50th minute. So I think Trossard will have to go out probably from... How much money do we have there?
We'll have 6.8 in that spot if we sell Trossard. So let's have a look at the midfielders in that price range.
Just check on that.
So 6.9. So we have Jorginho, Costa, Bowen, Klitsch, McGinn, Super John McGinn. Love myself a bit of Super John McGinn. Fornals, Townsend, March, Hendricks, Pereira, Ward-Prowse, Neto. Probably, you know.
Elder Costa is such a disappointment. I feel bad for anyone who's had him. I think Focus has had him in his team somewhere, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, he was a big Costa fan for sure. So, yeah. What do we think then, people in the chat? Trossard, who are we switching him to, please? We'd love some suggestions in the chat. Glen.
I can see Mark saying Barkley. I think Barkley would stay in the team.
Yeah, I think maybe we can give Barkley one more week. I'm good with that. I'm happy for that one. I don't know if we want to go for Foden and Sterling though, you know, considering...
I was just about to tell you that. Can we actually just take the both of them and see how much money you have after that, Foden and Trossard?
Yeah, that's a brilliant shout, buddy. A 13.4 for both of them.
13.4. A Chelsea midfielder maybe?
Yeah.
Ziyech, Pulisic.
Did just read something before I came on air about the fact that Frank said something about them being rested or there being some sort of rotation. Let me just go to the scout page.
Ludwig says
I've got
Gini
no problem with either in terms of penalty taking. It's not just Timo or Jorginho with the possibilities at the club. Let me see. In terms of here we go. Lampard and Christian Pulisic. It was important that he had some rest last night because he has played 3 games in a week since he has come back from injury. In terms of the rest, we don't have any clear injuries, but we do have a tired group that arrived back quite late in the early hours of this morning. I'll have to assess everyone today. probably more tomorrow to see how they settle down. So
Yeah.
that does suggest that he might be about to make some changes in that team. And he does have a good, you know, backlog to call on there, doesn't he? So I'm not sure, you know, do we want to risk that? I'm not sure.
Does that also apply to the likes of Werner? Because I think we have to have a Chelsea attacking player somewhere.
Yeah, I quite like Kane to Werner this week as a possibility. I know that Kane has a good fixture as well. Obviously we've all got Kane. Well, we haven't all got, but quite a few of us have Kane and Son in our teams.
It's a tough one. I can see Mark Daniel saying, so I have Zah in my team, but okay, I usually prefer the iWatch ahead of stats, and I don't feel like Zah is going to have that much of an impact against Wolves. Those are so good defensively. They never really give that many chances, and Zah could be, but I don't think so. Maximan against Everton.
Yeah, I quite love that Chisel shout. That's a good one.
That's not a bad shot, because also having a Newcastle player not bad this week.
Yeah.
Because Everton they've considered a couple of goals in the last few weeks, so they're not that good defensively. So Maximin maybe.
Yeah, I think let's get him in and see how we go. Definitely, he's worth a little a batches or punt there. I think he looked good in the last match, I thought.
Yeah.
And he's nice and cheap too. So
I just have this bad feeling that Rashford is going to score a couple against us. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I love that shout actually. Rashford in for Foden, we could do for sure. I don't mind that. No, we would have to find a bit of cash, but I quite like it, I like it as a shout. We gave it a bit of a shout earlier. So people in the chat, would you get Rashford in this week? Can we have a yes, no? Please go. If we do get Rashford in, we're going to have to find a bit of cash elsewhere. Question is,
it's gonna, unfortunately, it could easily be Trent, but I'm liking that Trent because Kane is not going anywhere against Brighton at home.
Yeah. So we might have to
How much cash will you need?
So we've got yes. Oh, hang on here. Let me count some of these up. One yes. 2, 3 yeses, 2 no's, another yes. Okay, so if I put him in a minute, let's see how much cash that leaves us in the bank.
Nuclear is not having the Newcastle attack at all.
He's not having it. He's not happy. So we'd have to find 1.4.
That won't be enough to drop Mitrovic, but Mitrovic is staying.
Yeah.
It has to be one of the expensive defenders we've had. I've seen him gone big in defense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Barkley, Saint Vincent, Salah. Are you happy to own Salah this week?
I don't mind losing Salah this week. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see it being an absolute. I don't know, like it depends on whether he's fit. There's me saying that, and then I was going to captain him, so that would backfire on what I was going to say, wouldn't it? I don't think home fixtures mean quite as much as they used to, and West Ham have been a kind of they seem like they're one of those teams that seem a bit better this season, but then they did have that like awful showing there, didn't they, a week or so back? So I'm not sure.
I'm liking this. Salem Ahmed says Pulisic. I like Pulisic because I think the last time they traveled to Burnley, I think he's the one who scored twice last season. And he also got a rest against Krasnodar. He came on like in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's a definite start. As you said about the rest, I think he's one of the players who are going to come in instead of going out. So I think Pulisic for Salah. I don't know why.
Okay, then let's do it. I love that. I have that as an out there punt. Like, I just think that's what you have to do with this team. If we're gonna go big, you know, you have to go big. Because it's just so rare, the players that actually make it in, for sure. So now we actually have a fair bit of budget in the bank. We have 2.6 left, obviously, after selling. So should we do Brewster out to somebody? We've got 7.1. What do the chat think? If we sold Brewster, who would we get in? Do we want to join the Bamford bus? Oh, hi John, welcome to the chat.
John says Bamford. And Mark actually says Pulisic scored a hat-trick last season against Burnley. I think it was a perfect hat-trick, left foot, right foot header.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, we got another Bamford. Love it.
From him,
Danny Ings. We haven't quite got enough Salah for Danny, I'm afraid. I think it's a bit of a whitewash on Bamford. Are you good with that, General
Definitely,
G?
I guess. Against Leicester. Against Leicester, I'm expecting like a 4-3, and he'll get a couple of goals.
Good times. Good times. Bamford bus is rolling. Cool. I love that. I mean, I think he's like loved by, you know, a lot of the community, beyond kind of like Twitter and you know, and Instagram and all of those sorts of places. He tends to kind of fall short. I think people just assume because he's so cheap that he can't really be an option, I think.
And I know Shea Adams has kind of trolled you guys, but he's another one I actually feel like is kind of going to do well. But so our striking is Mitrovic, Kane, and Bamford.
Yeah. Well, look at that as a front line, my word. We have 1.2 in the bank. Is there anywhere else we'd like to upgrade, people of the chat? Let me know if there's anyone else there that you think we should switch out for somebody else. For
me, I'm kind of doubting the Williams pick. But I don't know if you can get anyone else there.
Well, the thing is, how are we going to play this out? Because I'm assuming we're going 3 up top. And then I'm looking at that midfield, who do we drop there? So I'm assuming you're only going to want to go 3 at the back anyway. And if that's the case, I'm surely we're going to go Diaz, Trent and Chilwell, I would have thought. So, but I mean, I'm happy if you want to try somebody else other than Williams. We will count bench. I'll allow it this week.
they're saying get rid of Max, but Max is the one who's going to be on the bench probably from that midfield.
Yeah, we could do. Sterling for Salah, says Fred. Sterling was my pick this week, Fred, so he's unfortunately going nowhere. I get a pick. Guest gets a pick. So Garth says Barkley to Zaha. Nuclear says Barkley is also a boring pick.
I think it's also boring.
Well, you won't be saying that if he scores a hat-trick this week, will you?
So Barkley's how much in exact right now?
He's 5.9 at the minute.
He's had a lot of price rises and price drops.
Yeah.
So 5.9, and you've said you have 1.6 or 2.6 in the bank?
1.2 in the bank.
1.2 right now. So is there any midfield in the 7 million kind of range that you can add there? I don't know.
Yeah, I can definitely have a look. Zaha is going to be the obvious one. But you won't really...
They're saying Barkley to Grealish.
Yeah, we could do. Oh no, we don't have enough. We're 0.2 short of Barkley to Grealish. Actually, we're the same to Zaha as well. So, yeah, we're a bit budget dependent on this one. It would be Bowen, Klitsch, McGinn, Fornals, Townsend. We're back into those, you know, Barnes, Foden again, you know, that sort of area. What about Ward-Prowse maybe? If you were thinking Che, I mean, Ward-Prowse can often, although, wow, he's done a lot less than I thought this season. He's
he could do well.
starting.
I can see a couple of people also mentioning Foden who've taken out, and since we took Foden out 10 minutes ago, I'm starting to rethink it again. Sheffield, away from home, Sheffield are doing poorly. Foden didn't start the last game. He came on, scored a goal. He might actually start this one.
Yeah, I mean, we could put him back in. I'm happy to do that. What do the chat think about getting Foden back in? Can we have a yes, no on Foden, please? Yeah, go on.
I can also see a Pereira against Fulham. Also another good pick.
Yeah, I quite like that shout. That's an out there one. Pereira is one of those ones that I think most people thought at the beginning of the season he'd be the one kind of coming up, I think, that could be a real shout, and he's kind of been a bit up and down, hasn't he? So yeah. Fred, Pulisic to Rodriguez, and then Barkley up to Grealish. I think the guys seemed pretty set on Pulisic, so you know.
Pulisic stays, definitely.
We've got 1 yes for Foden, 2 yeses for Foden. We've got a no from Ludwig. He's having none of it, doesn't like it. Fred says double City is too much. That's another no. We've got another yes on Foden. Good shout for Armstrong. Yeah, so there's more yeses than no's for Foden on the chat. So Philly's back in the squad.
For Barkley, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so 0.5 remaining. Any more changes we want to do, people, before we choose our lineup and our captain? Is there anybody else that we would do?
Is there any option of upgrading the goalkeeper?
I mean, Mendy was pretty. I think the chat liked Mendy, so I don't think you can have that one. But if you want to switch Williams to a 4.5 midfielder, you can do. I'm happy. Or, you know, we've got a shout for Neto for St. Maximin. What do we think on that one?
It's an option, but Wolves, again, I don't feel like Wolves usually score more than 1 goal. They usually just win their games 1-0, 1-0. So I think Everton Newcastle has a more chance of getting more goals than this. The Wolves Crystal Palace fixture, it could easily end as a 0-0 draw. The Wolves Crystal Palace game. Yeah. And Newcastle Everton are not seeing a 0-0, so I think if there's no other option, SM stays. Saint Maximin stays.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to necessarily spend it. You know, it's there, it's fine. I don't think we have to, you know, definitely get it in.
How about Kilman?
Yeah, I mean, we can up Kilman if you want. Who are you thinking?
But Wolves usually don't have any defenders that range 4.5.
No, we won't be able. I don't think Wolves. I think. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get any Wolves in. Let me check. But I'm pretty sure there's no 4.5 option. No, Kilman's the cheapest. So yeah. Okay then, peeps. Well, I'm going to lock that in. I think we're pretty happy with that. And then let's choose our lineup. Cool. Okay. So we want to put ASM on the bench, did you say there, Glenn?
Definitely.
Okay, so Bamford in, and we're probably going to want Diaz in. So is that how we're looking to shape up? Mendy at the back, Diaz, Chilwell, Trent, Rashford, Foden, Sterling, Pulisic, Bamford, Mitrovic, Kane. Do we like that, or would we put Kilman in for somebody?
You know, the funny thing is I'm not liking that double Chelsea defense. I don't know why. Mendy and Chilwell, both of them.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a good shout, that one. That's a very good shout. What do the chat think on double Chelsea defense? Can we get a yes, no on that one, please? What do we think? Yes, no on Chelsea, double Chelsea defense, please let me know what you think in the chat now. Go. And guess, yeah, it's interesting. If you don't want double Chelsea defense, can we have some options of who we switch? We've got 2 yeses, 1 no. So, you know, at the moment, there's more fours than there are against.
We've gotten 2 no's from Fred and Adrian.
Ooh,
Will Burnley score?
It's leveled up. It's leveled up. Oof.
Graham asks, will Burnley score? I think they will. Those set pieces, somewhere they'll get a goal.
Yeah. Ooh. Nuclear, we haven't chosen captain yet, but it was just automatic. Don't panic. Although, you know, we always end up choosing somebody completely random, don't we, for captain?
Yeah.
So, love Focus Wilson. Love that. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, you can become a member of the channel for not very much a month, and yeah, it allows you to get some access to some one-on-one chat with me, and it allows you to get some cool emojis and gifs to use during the chat as well. But you know what, likes and subscribes are always just as helpful, so if you're enjoying the content, then please do like and subscribe to the channel, and do also make sure you go on over and check out Glen's channel, Everything Arsenal, and give that a like and subscribe as well. But yeah, I think we've got 1, 2, 3 yeses and 2 nos and another yes, so I think we're sticking with Chelsea, double Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think people are probably looking at Chilwell more in an attacking threat anyway, aren't they, as well, rather than just clean sheets. So that's probably what they're thinking there. Okay then, guys, so moving on to our captaincy chat. Oh, hang on. Do we want to move Kilman up on the bench there, Glenn? Would you like him to be first defender on the bench?
Williams is the last defender. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right then, and captaincy. Okay, people in the chat, go crazy. Anybody random you would love to see as your captain this week? Glenn, if you could choose anyone out of this lot, who would you go for?
It's between 2 people. That's Sterling and Kane. You know how much we hate Tottenham, so actually going for their players would actually show you something. I feel like against Brighton, they're going to run crazy. It's going to be interesting to see which kind of players are going to pick up in their Europa League game on Thursday. So, Kane or Sterling?
I love Ludwig is just straight in with the bat chisel. He's getting the whole dream team vibe, and he's just like, Trent captain, go for it. Love that. Salah says Pulisic. Like that shout. Foden, Bamford with the 6s there coming in, like that as a shout. Yeah, I think like with Kane and Sterling, they're the obvious picks, aren't they? So you said you could see Rashford scoring against us. Do you not feel like he could be a good shout for captaincy?
It's going to hurt me placing that captaincy on Rashford. It's going to hurt me badly. So I don't think there's also a possibility of that game being a tight one. We've seen Arsenal have a defending a lot against the top teams, so it could easily be a 1-1, 2-1. So not really. I think it has to be Kane, Sterling, even if you're going that far, probably Pulisic. I can see Foden, I can see Bamford. All very good options, by the way. Like, I'm expecting the Leeds game to be high scoring, but Tottenham, it has to be Kane.
Okay, all right. This week I will allow the boring pick. I will allow it. I mean, it doesn't mean anything for us, the points. So it's it's a bit out there as a shout, but I will allow it this week for Glenn. For Glenn.
Yeah, but I can see Simon asking me, why do I hate Tottenham? As Arsenal fans, we all know what we think of Tottenham, and that's why I don't like them.
Yeah, I mean, I have a different take. So half my family are Arsenal fans, and the other half are Tottenham fans. So you would think that defaults me to hating them, but actually, I'm I'm one of those really annoying people that isn't really any club bias from me. I don't hate them as much as, you know, as an Arsenal fan should, I guess. You know, because I always had to watch the Spurs games as much as I had to watch the Arsenal games, and I just kind of stuck with, you know, with liking Arsenal because of Henry. But yeah, you know, I think with Tottenham, I'm not. There's not much hate there from me. So yeah.
Adrian asks, is Salah fit? You actually mentioned that he went out, or you got a knock or something. I actually didn't know about that.
So he took the penalty, and there was some talk that when he got up, he looked like he wasn't quite right, and then there is a clip where he is walking into the tunnel and he's kind of limping a bit. That's kind of circulating around social media. So my answer, Kanga, is that not actually sure, and I know that's really unhelpful for us FPL managers, but I think we do need to see if Klopp is going to raise anything in his pressers. So yeah, I don't actually know, buddy, is the honest answer. I'm afraid.
I am not hearing it. Son and James Rodriguez, we were lied to about Son, and it still pains me that it took him out against United because they thought he was injured.
Yeah.
We were actually told that he was admitted, he's in hospital, he has no chance of playing tonight, and he actually starts the games.
I know.
Salah will start the game.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so. At the moment, the captaincy's on him, so yeah.
I can see. I can see Nucleus saying Sterling will play as a false nine. That is also a very good option.
Yes.
This week against Sheffield. But
well, see, that's why I was thinking Sterling captain, but I will go Kane. But maybe because there was a lot of Sterling shouts in the chat too. I'll make him the vice this week. So that's our captaincy and vice captain set. So chat. Yeah. Any questions for myself or Glenn before we leave you today? Any general FPL or football questions you would like answering? Now is the time to do it. Glenn, are you making any transfers this week in your team?
So as I said, I played my wildcard heading into Gameweek 5, and in Gameweek 6 I carried over my transfer. So right now I have 2 transfers. And I really don't have anyone I want to take out. But I've been really looking at Rashford again. I've been looking at, if I was 100% that Bale would start, I'd actually try and get him in. Villa, I like Watkins and probably Barkley. Also, Shea Adams from Southampton, so that's scoring a couple of goals recently. I know you had him at the start of the season. And so if I was to take in my front 3, I have Wilson, Calvert-Lewin, and Kane. So if I was to take someone out, maybe Wilson for someone like Watkins. That's maybe what I'd try and do.
Cool. Okay, we've got a couple of questions in the chat. Fred says, what do you think about captain pick between, he says Kane and Sterling, but I think he meant Kane and Salah. So out of those two, Glenn, which side would you fall on?
Again, it's really a tough one. Like, I can see both players going heavy this weekend, but you can't look past Kane. The way he's been playing with Son, you can actually just see a bunch of goals against. So I'd stick with Kane. There's no guarantee that Sterling will do that well away from home. It's not really the City that we know from the past seasons. So you can actually see them scraping, like away to Leeds to the 1-1 draw. I think there's also a game they won 1-0 away from home, or 1-1 against West Ham. They're not really done well away from home. So Kane at home to Brighton, definitely.
Okay, and Ray is in the chat. Welcome, Ray. Ray is joining us tonight on the FPL Wildcats. If you do not know the FPL Wildcats, search them on YouTube now. Do make sure you like and subscribe. I will be joining them this evening, and we will be doing a question and answers stream, so anything we don't get to answer here we can answer tonight, and we will be in full fancy dress for Halloween, so that should be a lot of fun. So come on over and check that out. But yes, Ray asks, preferred formation for Arsenal moving forward, and what would be the lineup? So Mr. Everything Arsenal, would you like to tell us your thoughts on the lineup?
Ray, I came to Nim's channel to talk about FPL and get myself away from Arsenal, and he's brought Arsenal again. probably 4-2-3-1. That's Tierney on the left, Bellerin on the right, and Luiz and Gabriel, and then the two in front of him, Partey and Xhaka, and then Aubameyang on the left. As much as it pains me, Lacazette has been missing chances, it's going to play up front, and then I'd have Willian on the right and Pepe as the number 10. That's what I want to see, Pepe as the number 10, until the likes of Martinelli come back. But the thing is, again, it also pains me leaving out Saka, so you can argue that you can have Saka on the left and Aubameyang as a striker, and then Pepe and Willian, and drop Lacazette. So if you're to ask me between the two, I'd have Saka in the team and I'd drop Lacazette and I have Aubameyang as the number 9.
Yeah, Saka for me is just, he's so good. Honestly, he is so good. I think he is so underrated, and I really like him as a player, and I think he could be massive for us. He definitely does just need the love and the attention, and he needs to be played regularly for me. For sure. Okay, what do we have here? What about you two with focus in the next video? We would love to see you there. Yeah, I guess we could. I don't want to go too mad with the guests, because we tend to do more guests than Simon with the Wildcats in the evening. So I don't want to go too nuts with having everybody on during the day. But you know, maybe one time. Kanga, best replacement for Townsend. So how much is Townsend right now? Let's have a look. Crystal Palace.
I actually usually like that Townsend pick, but it's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, he has been a bit of a disappointment, hasn't he?
6 million?
Yeah, 6 mil. Jorginho?
Penalties.
Penalties, he does have the odd assist inside him as well. I quite like
it also
him.
depends how many. Do you already have Barkley or Grealish? Because I kind of like McGinn. They also still have very good fixtures coming up, so McGinn is also an option. Ward-Prowse you mentioned earlier on, not a bad option. So probably those two.
Yeah, I agree with you. On that one. So Ray just replies, yes, Ken Saka left and Alba striker. So he's good.
Yeah, if we were 100% sure that Saka was going to start every single game for Arsenal, he'd definitely be in my team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he was in my starting 11. Yeah, he was in my starting 11. So yeah, a bit disappointed, obviously. So Kanga already has Grealish. So you know what? I mean, is Jota going under the radar a little bit? I mean, he's not starting matches, but obviously, you know, when he comes on, he is doing quite well, isn't he? So I wonder really if he's, you know, whether he's an option. But I'm not sure I'd want to kind of bank your lovely team on that at 6.1. So
he says Adrian says he already has Grealish, so
yeah, so that's difficult. I think it's a really tough price point. I'd probably say McGinn or Jorginho, but then with you already having Barkley, you already have Grealish, then that kind of rules that one out. Don't think too much about it. That price point, probably just go Jorginho. I mean, he's probably not going to kind of smash away the goals every week, is he? But he'll tick away nicely until you can afford somebody else maybe to push him up to. So yeah, I think, you know, it's not a terrible shout at all. So yeah, I think, you know, we're pretty much set. I like the team. Let me just go back to it. We've got our captain in place. We'll take another quick look at the Kings of the Game Week from last week. We did have some surprises there, obviously, with Schmeichel coming in with the 10. Any there that kind of really surprised you, Glenn?
Oh, definitely. I went to rewatch you the one you did with Focus last week, and I checked the kings of the game week, and I was like, you know what? I think you didn't get any, and I was like, I can't even blame you guys. There's no way you'd have picked Ridderwald. There's no way you'd have picked Murphy. So I definitely wouldn't have wanted to be in the game week 6 stream. Probably wouldn't have any. So probably maybe Son. I was quite disappointed you didn't have Son in the team.
Yeah.
So probably Son is the only one I would have gotten from that list. Zaha probably maybe, but the defense none. So Ridderwald and Murphy definitely stand out, the two of them.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely, I think, came out of nowhere, and it would be typical that we went for Chilwell and it was Zuma and James that did quite well.
Yeah, for goalkeepers, it could be anyone any week. You can even see Leno in that team this week with 15 points. Oh, how I wish. Saves 2 penalties from Fernandes. I'd love to see that.
Oh, God, don't get me started on Leno. Everyone in the chat who knows my thoughts on Leno already. I'm not a fan. Yeah. I am not a fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the sort of thing where you can kind of see it when you look at the Kings of the Game. You can kind of see it, and you think, oh yeah, okay, I kind of get it now when you look at some of those players. But also you just never kind of think to go there. I mean, Son was probably brought up a few times in the stream last week, but we never actually kind of settled on him at all. But it wasn't like, like you said, I think it was just so difficult, wasn't it? It was a difficult one for sure with trying to choose them. So yeah, we are in the overall rank of 7 million. For those of you that are watching and thinking that is absolutely shocking, don't worry, rank is not an issue. We are literally just trying to get as many Kings of the Game Week as we can. So that's funny, that seeing that. It's absolute madness that we would be 7 million. I'm not even sure how many active players are in the game right now, but we can't be too far off the bottom.
So many hits.
Yeah, it's the hits. It is the hits, really, because we're taking 30-40 points most weeks to get in the team.
Here's something I'd want to try. Can you try and be the bottom player in FPL? Can you actually try and be the one on the last position?
The worst.
What would you have to do? The worst.
Okay.
That would be a goal to achieve.
I think we could probably achieve that. I'm not gonna lie. Although captaining Kane and Sterling's probably not gonna get us there, but I think it could be done. I think it could be done, and I think that could be one to aim for sure. But yeah. Okay, everybody, I just want to say thank you all so much for joining. I know a few people have already tailed off. They're probably gone to get their dinner. But thank you so much for joining us. And please do like and subscribe if you have enjoyed the content. Please do go on over to Glen's channel, Everything Arsenal, and like and subscribe there. And I just want to say a big thank you to you. Please do join us tonight for the FPL Wildcats at 8:45. We will be answering all your questions on FPL Game Week 7, so any more that you have that we haven't covered here or anything else you think of in the meantime, come and join us. We will be in fancy dress, so it should be a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. I don't actually know what some of the lads are coming as, so even I'm gonna be shocked, so this should be a lot of fun for sure. But just want to say big thank you to you, Glenn. Thank you for joining me, buddy. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for having me. Always fun working with you and getting to know some people in the chat. So let's hope I can get the 5 players you said. That would be awesome, getting the records. Let's see how we do.
Going for the 5. So it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Glenn. Goodbye, Glenn. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Catch you later.